Okay, so today I could start different ways, but I think I'm going to start by darkening these areas and making them more random. I want to have the feeling as we go a little with the second layer. This is only the first layer. I want to get the feeling that these rocks have different faces to them. You know, they're random rocks. How's that sound? I mean, really. So I'm going to sort of paint them like that too, punch them a little bit, and then I'll do an interesting edge. So I'll spend some time just on that, and then we'll get into the water and maybe into the sky. So we'll start with, let me dip my brush, and I'm going to start with some darks that are over here. Let me just give a little spray to the water. Okay, so here we go. All right, I'm going to just sort of poke that brush. And just do the next layer, but I want it to be, as I said, sort of bouncing around here with different types of color. Let me just work on the edge a little bit. Yeah, that's good. Let's try this edge. I'm going to brace my hand. Yeah, this is a pretty good brush to do this. Just give it a rough edge. Okay, that's better. Doesn't take long. It looks like something that would take a long time, but it really doesn't. I'm not even supporting my hand, I'm just doing it free. So let me get some angles here. So I notice it comes down. There is a little bit of a bump up here. Let's bump it up. And we sort of come down, and then it goes out on a little bit of a bump. And then there's another. Yeah, that's better. Okay. That's okay just for the second layer. Now I'm just going to fill some of the body in. So we made it look more real. And that's the whole point. Yeah, that's getting done. I'm using a thin layer of black mixed with clear. So it's dark, but just a little. I'm going to leave some of the areas light, like I like that area. It shows that we got some different colors here. All right, so we're moving down. What's happening down here? Well, I noticed that the rock has got some yeah. I could finish with a very tiny brush to get more of these little bumps and all, but this brush is okay for, but it's not for the tiniest little details here, but we do have it looking irregular, and that's good enough. Then we have some trees here. Boing, 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 boing. Okay. We just made some trees. So I'm making markers and things that I could refine more later. I could make it more whatever with another kind of a brush, but that's good enough for now. And then we come down here. All right, well, moving right along here. And we have a nice rock here. That will get more detail with another kind of a brush. But anyhow, we just gave it a second coat. And now, bang, bang, bang. So I'll have to do this with a brush, a smaller one. Right now I'll just do that for now. To be continued with a little different color right here. I might lighten up some of this right here that's very dark. I'll lighten it up and make it a bit of a beach, but that's later, right?
Right.
We're only in the third. I told Natalie I think we have 3 more before this, so this is the third, 4, 5, and 6. So I'm not putting any pressure.
We have plenty of time.
Plenty of time, right? So we'll just darken these guys up. Okay. And then, so we have more work here. We have another layer. So I'm going to wash this brush and see if I want to use this brush to dab some color here, or do I want to go back to the sponge? Sponge would be a little difficult because I have to be careful where it hits any of the rocks. So let's see. And let's just take this. There's a little bit left here of this color. So we're going to be just poking it. Oh, this is a good poker. Yeah. We want some of the water breaking through. Again, we're going to do layers and layers. How's that? This is just to brighten it up and add a little more pink. Yeah, I like, Natalie. Yeah. This is just giving more of the colors of the sea, but again, I can't make it really look like the reflections. I have to invent my own interpretation, but I am lightening up the water now, and I'll come back and put some blues in it too. So this little brush is sort of nice for just see, the sky is reflecting in the water. I might have mentioned that already. So that's what's going on. And sometimes you find your way, which means you put things down and you see how it's developing, and then it helps you to, when you do like I'm doing this, it helps me to think about what do I do next. But right now we're getting a nice mottled look here, just using this nice light pinkish color. I'm gonna just take some more. When I first take it, I have to be very careful because when I first take a bit of it and put it on the brush, it's pretty much loaded, so the first little bit I do, or I should do more gently, or else it just puts too much paint down. I don't want a lot of paint, I just want this kind of delivery that I'm doing right now. But it's starting to have a little bounce to it, which the sea does have, because the sea is moving, so there's different colors in this bay. And later I will show different parts of the bay having a little different look, because that bay is, and I'll put later on, and as a detail, I will put these lines in there very carefully and build them slowly, which means when I say carefully, I would put them in with a lot of clear gel so they're not too dark. And I can always darken up certain areas, but I don't want to do it too dark. Anyhow, so we got this going here. Can I switch now, Natalie, to a blue?
I guess so.
If
If you insist.
I insist. Well, I do. I do.
Only if you absolutely insist.
Okay, let's put it on now. I have to be very careful. So this bluish here, I'm gonna just lean and just touch it. And we're delivering blue. Well, looky, looky, looky. Blue over here a little bit. I'm turning the brush a little bit too. I don't want to have it all lines like this. I mean, there is a lot of feeling of that sort of horizontal, but I don't want to have it too clearly horizontal, because the water rumbles and moves around. So we're getting pink, we're getting blue. And this brush is pretty good, Natalie. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's looking amazing and working amazing.
Amazing? Well,
Amazing.
that's a pretty strong word. That's a pretty amazing word to use.
How about really good?
Yeah, tone it down a little bit, Natalie. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, anyhow.
Nicely.
So I'm just going to keep. Once you put a little on the brush here, boy, it lasts a long time. I get my money's worth out of this kind of procedure, because one brush goes a long way. All right, well, that's looking pretty good. We're getting some colors in, and who knows where it'll go from here, but I feel encouraged that we're looking at a bay. We're looking at a bay. And we've got rocks around here. I'll give the rocks more details and more interest later. And we'll do more also to the bay. Yep. I will. As I said, I'm finding my way. That's, what can I tell you? I do things, and then if I like it, and so far, I haven't done something. My natural alarm bells go off when I don't like something. And sometimes I don't even know why I don't like it, but and you'll find sometimes your alarm bells will go off, and you can't really know why sometimes, but then you can maybe zero in on an area that offends you a little bit, and then change it. That's all, until you feel better. And sometimes you can't put in words or why you don't like something, but so now I'm just building. That's all I'm doing is building. All right, so now I think, look at this brush is still delivering for me here. Yep. Okay, so we have some blue, we have this orange pink color, but it's a very light one. And so I'm going to stop before I mess up. And let's see. I'm going to take another type of brush that, see, this is a good brush for just splotting things on. I have other brushes like this that give a nice a splayed look, and this is sort of splayed like some of my favorite brushes. But right now I want to find, you want to take the brush and paint? No, you just want to chew it up. That's
He
what
wants to smell it.
he wants to smell. You want to smell? Okay, smell. Look at that. Okay, that's close enough. Here we go. So now I've got a little brush, and I'm giving this a little break now. I think it's coming along. We've darkened up and we've put an edge, a natural edge on the rocks and all. And I can do a little more of that later. And we're going to be lightening this up more. This is the third one. On the fourth one, this will be reinvented again. We keep reinventing the water and everything else. Now I'm going to play with the sky a little bit. And let's take some paint there. I'm mixing pink and yellow. All right, and I think I'll take a little bit of the clear because I don't want it to be too strong. I can build it and make it stronger, but right away I want to sort of take it easy a little bit. Let's put some yellow. Whoa, I have too much paint. I'm gonna take some off. Well, that's like white. Yeah, that's not gonna work. What's going on here? Let me clean my brush here. And go back and get some yellow. Well, a little bit of white with the yellow. A little more white. Boing, boing, boing. We're mixing very lightly. The yellow is stronger here. And it gets a little bit whitish up here. Let me have some more of the white look. Mixing it in, and I'm just sort of poking it around. Drop a little on and then switch it around because we're using clouds, and the clouds are semi-transparent, so nothing here is that strong. There's a little more yellow up there, and I will do it. I will. And I put it on, and then I just wiped off the brush because I have enough to just spread it around. So Natalie says, and I totally agree with her, that a lot of what I'm doing, because she's using this camera and doing close-ups, you're learning visually. Even though I'm talking, a lot of you out there are visual learners, and I happen to be one myself. If I can look at it, it helps a lot to learn. So if you're learning by just watching my brush strokes, that's all well and good. So now you see I've mixed some nice yellows, and I'm going to take a little more white to just, I'm going to just touch it and then take it off because I just want to smush a little bit around. So you see what happens when I just have it fade into other colors. It looks like clouds. Okay. So now I'm going to use a little more of this pinkish orange color. All right. I'm going to take a little more so my brush, and I'm using carefully the side of the brush to put a little more pinkish color.
I love that.
Hmm?
I love that.
Just to lay it on. So we have a nice variety of pinks and blues and white and yellow all happening there. And I like it. Okay. All right, it's one thing now I need to go a little stronger, and then we're going to call it a day. You see, the sun is here, and it's giving rays out to the side. Like that. All right. That's enough for today. Get those rays right there coming out from the sun that's coming up here. And soon the sky will be all sort of yellow, but right now we got a nice mixture, early morning skies. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on number 4 layer.
Thanks, guys.